Imagine ancient Greece, a vibrant tapestry woven with democracy, philosophy, and the constant hum of intellectual inquiry. Social groups called heteria flourished, acting as breeding grounds for shared interests. Some heteria even became platforms for political dissent, challenging the established order and societal norms. Alongside these, mystery cults thrived in the shadows, shrouded in secrecy and whispers of rituals and shared knowledge. But was there a space where these elements converged? Did symposia, the famed drinking parties of the elite, operate as intellectual clubs or secretive societies, fostering intellectual exchange that might have challenged the status quo? Perhaps symposia were a fascinating paradox, a blend of open discourse and veiled subversion, existing in a delicate balance between promoting critical thinking and navigating the social and political constraints of the time. Unlike the structured learning environment of a philosophical school, symposia were more informal and potentially subversive. This very informality might have allowed for a freer exchange of ideas, even those that challenged the status quo. Perhaps these gatherings functioned as a pressure valve, a space for the elite to vent frustrations and debate controversial topics without directly threatening the established order. The word symposium literally translates to drinking together, echoing its roots in the Greek concept of symposion, a communal gathering. Typically following a formal meal, these all-male affairs were fueled by wine, lively conversation, and the melody of music. Poetry recitals and philosophical debates could erupt spontaneously, transforming the atmosphere from revelry to intellectual sparring. Imagine these symposia as cauldrons of diverse topics bubbling to the surface: philosophy, politics, ethics, even nascent scientific ideas. Discussions could turn critical, dissecting the very foundations of Athenian society. The presence of slaves at symposia is a point of contention. While some scholars believe their role was strictly service-oriented, others posit that they might have even acted as scribes, documenting the flow of ideas during these gatherings. Wine, as expected, played a role in symposia by loosening inhibitions and encouraging conversation. However, the symposiarch, the master of ceremonies, was responsible for ensuring moderation. Remember, the atmosphere at symposia was a unique blend of intellectual discourse and leisure. Wine undoubtedly played a role in loosening inhibitions and encouraging conversation, but symposia were far more than just drunken revelry. Unfortunately, specific details about symposia remain frustratingly elusive, shrouded in the mists of time. What happened beyond the public facade, the laughter and clinking of goblets, remains largely a mystery. Surviving accounts, often written by those focused on the entertainment aspect or those with a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, leave much to be desired. Perhaps the principle of med in agon, ancient Greek for nothing in excess, applied to discussions as well. Discretion, rather than strict secrecy with hidden rituals and oaths, might have been the norm to avoid social or political repercussions for expressing controversial ideas. These strictly male affairs were a reflection of the patriarchal structure of Athenian society. This exclusivity had a double-edged sword effect. A trusted circle of men could foster unfiltered discussion, but it also excluded a large portion of the population, women, slaves, foreigners, from potentially groundbreaking ideas. However, ancient Greece wasn't a monolithic entity. There were alternative spaces for discourse: women-only philosophical gatherings, public lectures by renowned philosophers, or professional guilds with their own intellectual discussions. Interestingly, symposia discussions, even within their exclusive setting, might have subtly challenged societal norms by questioning the status quo, even if indirectly. Imagine the ripple effect. Critical ideas, even if whispered amongst a select few, could have the power to seep into the broader society, perhaps influencing women who participated in their own philosophical gatherings, or even slaves who overheard snippets of conversation. These ideas could then be further explored and debated in these alternative spaces, creating a network of intellectual exchange that transcended the limitations of symposia. Did symposia participants share a secret knowledge or philosophies? Perhaps there were links to established schools of thought, like Platonism or Stoicism. Symposia could have been incubators for developing and disseminating these ideas, acting as fertile ground where these philosophies could take root and evolve, or even challenge existing schools of thought. Imagine these gatherings as catalysts, not just for intellectual discourse, but for the creation and refinement of entire schools of thought. Perhaps there even existed a loose Symposia network, a web of individuals connected through participation, exchanging ideas, and potentially influencing political discourse. Symposia could have been used to subtly promote certain political agendas, a way for like-minded individuals to strategize and influence the course of Athenian politics without raising undue suspicion. Religious or mystical beliefs might have entered the mix as well. Perhaps Symposia offered a platform for discussions that challenged the status quo, with some participants questioning the established religion and exploring alternative ideas, including those associated with mystery cults or the nature of the divine in the Athenian worldview. Imagine these symposia as a pressure cooker for intellectual and philosophical exploration, where established ideas were debated and new ones were born. The influence of symposia on the development of philosophical thought in ancient Greece is undeniable. These gatherings were crucibles for critical thinking, debate skills, and the development of groundbreaking ideas that continue to shape Western thought today. Thinkers like Plato and Socrates likely participated in symposia, their ideas undoubtedly influenced by the lively discussions and debates that took place. Playwrights like Aristophanes might have drawn inspiration from the topics and social critiques discussed at symposia. Imagine Athenian comedy, with its sharp wit and satirical portrayal of societal issues, being directly influenced by these gatherings. Beyond entertainment, symposia might have contributed to the development of Athenian democracy by fostering public discourse, debate skills, and critical thinking among the elite class. While these discussions might have been confined to a select few, the ideas could have trickled down, influencing society as a whole and strengthening the foundation of Athenian democracy by encouraging citizens to participate more actively in the political process. Symposia remain an enduring legacy as a place of intellectual exchange and a potential incubator for groundbreaking ideas. But the question of secrecy lingers. Was the potential secrecy due to the formation of a true secret society with hidden rituals and oaths, or was it simply a product of discretion in a society with strict social norms and potential political repercussions for challenging ideas? Did they actively seek to reshape society, or were they simply a catalyst for intellectual discourse that indirectly influenced the course of ancient Greece? We may never know for sure, but the enduring enigma of symposia continues to capture our imagination. Perhaps they were a bit of both, a spark that ignited a fire of intellectual curiosity and critical thinking that continues to burn brightly even today. Imagine the legacy, symposia as a microcosm of the Athenian spirit, a place where ideas clashed, challenged, and evolved, shaping the course of Western philosophy and even influencing the development of democracy. The symposia may be long gone, but their legacy lives on in the enduring power of ideas and the pursuit of knowledge. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.
It's London Read.